So tonight I'm going to be fitting this. This is a 10-pin Type H for select Hyundai Kia vehicles from Dongar Technologes Dashcam power adapter. And what this basically does is fit in behind the mirror and basically give you a power outlet just behind the mirror, which is really quite good. So this cable here will go in there. You can see there's an outlet on there, USB, and then there's a couple of USB cables in the box as well. And this will come up here, just behind the mirror. You can see I've currently got this dash cam stuck here, and the cables trailing all around the car, which we don't want. But what we can actually do is there's a little flat bit here on the mirror, which we can pull down, and it just pops out, and that reveals a cable connector in there. Now I just move the mirror down out of the way for a second, you can see this, and that piece there will pop out with a little bit of help, and I'll just go do that in a second. And then we can replace that, we can basically plug this other cable we've got in between it. I should be able to pull that and put it out. I might not be able to do it while I'm filming. There we go. So that's just popped out, so easy peasy. We then need to get our cable from here, and I'll just do that. So I've got my cable here, as you can see, and this will plug in on here. I might need two hands of that, but bear with me 1 second. Check I've got it the right way round. I believe that's the right way round. Yep, looks like that's the right way round. Clips in like that, it's pretty straightforward. And then this piece will clip in, hopefully. I'm not quite sure how to shove this out of the way so I can get it in place, but it's supposed to. So this bit is supposed to clip in here somehow. So I can get that in. Maybe I should have clipped that bit in first before I plugged the other piece in. That might work easier. So this is definitely the most tricky bit about it. It's a lot easier to do with that first part of the cable plugged in. So you just line this up on here, and it will just clip in like that. And then we can clip this cable back into here, which isn't easy to do one-handed. So I'll just stop filming and just do that for a second. Oh, actually, maybe I can. No, two hands needed. Okay, you can see I've just lined it up and pushed it. It just lines up. It's got a clip here which lines up. I just clip that in, and that's now in place. And this bit can now be tucked away somewhere out of the way. So I'm just trying to figure out where best to clip that. Sure it is. There's just seems to be a gap this side over here, so let's see if we can just clip that in there, out the way. Maybe. Don't know. It doesn't seem to fit in there quite as neat as the ones I saw on the Hyundai video for this. I might play with that a bit. Okay, so I've rewatched the video, and on his one he tried to get it in the left hand side and it wouldn't fit and wouldn't close the catch, so he actually put it on the right hand side. So let's see if that actually will work on this one. I don't think I've got enough cable to do that though, so I don't think that's actually going to work on this. I'm just going to have to swing round somehow and go in that side. Interesting. I'm not quite sure how to put this cable in so I can get the top shut. There must be a way. Maybe something like that. That actually seems to fit quite well, nicely like that. Yeah, that's like that. Tucked in like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Probably even put this in here actually. Then tuck this in here. And just bring my power cable in. Might try that in a second, but let's just see if I can get the lid on. Okay, one lid. Is it going to clip in place? Let's move that cable so it's not actually in there for a minute. On the way for a sec. Sorry, camera work is terrible, but there we go. I'm doing this in basically pitch black, so I just haven't had a chance to do it otherwise. I'll give it a go. So, pull that engage. So again, what difficult to achieve one-handed. No, it's just not going to clip in place with that there. Okay, play plan B or plan Z. I'm not sure what plan I'm on now, to try and get that in there. Okay, plan Z does actually work. Just tucking that down slightly and then pulling that forward a little bit, and obviously making sure that cable's not in the way, and then you can actually clip it in place, and it does sit in there quite nicely. It's pretty well wedged. It is visible, which if you look from that angle, but how often do you look from that angle? Not very often at all, and it does push it down a bit, which I'm not really happy with. So I might try a bit more. As you can see, to actually get this bit to go reasonably flat, I had to angle that white piece. So let's pop that back off again just to show you what I've done. Okay. There we go. So it's at a slight angle, and then that bit pops back on. I mean, it does mean it's slightly exposed. I might get some felt tape over that just to stop it from vibrating, and make it a little bit less visible. But anyway, I can do that later. Okay, so you can see it's in place now, clipped in. That cable's now showing. We can tuck that somewhere up there in a minute, just to plug my other cable into. It's quite good. Actually, that covers the black cable quite well. You're not going to look up there anyway. You wouldn't, from this angle where I'm sitting, you would not see it. But yeah, it's just I'm obviously holding the camera up there to show you. That's why the rest of the camera in. I do like the fact they actually supply two short cables for you as well, and these are kind of the two main types of USB cables you get for dash cams. This is the one I've got on my dash cam. I'm using a 70 mm one of the Xiaomi dash cams. I had it in the iPace. I'm going to just put it into this one. I'll show you that. So this is my dash cam, currently hanging off a cable all the way up there, which I'll pull out in a second, because I don't need that anymore. It's got a pretty good camera on it, really good night vision, and this also comes with a secondary little adapter piece. Yeah, so you can see it actually talks to me as well. This is the GPS adapter, so it gives me GPS signal as well. And my plan is to mount it up here beside the mirror. I've got a connector for it, which I'll do in a little while. But just for now, I just want to see if it's actually going to power off from this adapter. So let's get that plugged in. Yeah, so this is quite a reasonably long cable, and it's nicely wrapped, so it should keep the noise level down. Let's plug it in. Got the right way around. There you go. And what we'll do is plug it in up here. I'm definitely not going to be able to do this one-handed, so let's try it. Actually, maybe let's loosen that off. Plug that in. I think I got that right up. So let's chug that way around. Yeah, that's in. Maybe. So I stopped there a bit to actually use two hands to get to this point, but you can see it's gone in quite nicely. Just push it in tight. I might need to use two hands again for this. It appears to actually be in, but it doesn't seem to have gone all the way in. Yeah, just double check that, and that's as far as it goes in. And as you can see, oops, the fact I just dropped it, but we have got a green light on there. And it's nice to do a emergency recording because I dropped it. So that's good. We got power. Now the question is, if we turn the power off the car, what happens? No. To wait until the emergency recordings, because this has actually got a battery in it. Yep. So it's in parking surveillance mode. And if we turn the power back on again, and so we got power again. So yeah, excellent. Let's just need to find a way of tucking that cable away somewhere up there. I don't think it'll be too difficult, and then I can mount it on the windscreen. I just got to go and get the clip for that. I'll be back in a sec. One of the really nice things about the 70mm dash cam is it comes with these rather brilliant anti-static, or static, I should say, stickers you put on the windscreen, which allow you to stick this to the windscreen and then stick the device to this, rather than sticking basically directly on your windscreen, which I rather like. So I'm going to get that as close as I can in there, and you can see it just sticks to the windscreen, just like that. Very easy indeed. And then we can stick the camera to that in a second. Now I'm going to have to remove this old sticker off here and then replace it, so that's going to take me a few seconds. So I replaced it. I couldn't get exactly the right size for this unit as a replacement. You can buy these stickers and these anti-static or static pads from the Xiaomi Netherlands shop, which is where I got these from. But they didn't seem to have the exact one for this setup, but this should be fine anyway. I'll just plug this in and then hopefully we can get this all connected up. So I realised I can actually plug the USB cable in down here and it actually will still shut, which is quite good. So that will give us a bit more neatness of the cables up here. It'll be tucked nicely in, out of the way. Yeah, so all looking quite good now. We'll get the cover back on. So that's the cover back in place. And so you only really see that if you're looking up that direction. It does push you down slightly, but I don't think it's a problem. Cable's in there quite happily. So yeah, all good stuff. And then that cable just goes neatly across there, just tucked away. Probably tuck it away a bit better than that with a bit more time. And then it comes out there, and there's my camera in place. And by having it slightly angled, I'm covering the road better. So we'll have a look and see what the video looks like from that in a minute. But yes, it's definitely on, it's definitely recording, it's definitely on the road. So yeah, good stuff. And this is how it looks like from my sort of angle of view. So definitely not noticeable. Yeah, very good. The camera's pretty snugly tucked up there as well, so I'm pleased with that. Now all I've got to do is take all this cable out, which I had draped in before, but yeah, we can get rid of that pretty straightforwardly. Looks tucked around the door. I just have to open the door in a second to get down, but well, maybe not. And that will come down from underneath. And that was down there, tucked under there as well. So yeah, just got to get that out and sort that out. But yeah, all good stuff. So overall, as you can see from this angle, it's a pretty neat installation. I'm quite happy with that. You can see the cables at the top there if you look in that angle, but most of the time you're not going to be looking like that. And I think what I'll do is I'll just put some felt tape around those connectors just to stop them rattling. Well, I'm really pleased with that. That's very good. Not neat and draping cables everywhere. So yeah. So I've also got a 70mm camera at the rear, and this is a slightly more conventional install. This panel here actually comes off quite easily. It just pulls out, so you can just run the cable under there. I've just dropped it down over here, down through the rubber, and down to the power port down there. So yeah. Since recording this, I actually found out the whole of this left-hand side of the panel. In fact, the whole of this panel will actually slide down, and then there's a huge gap behind the left-hand side of this panel, which will where you can put all your cables, so that would make a lot neater job. So you have to take out that middle bit first, then you can slide the whole of this panel down. A lot easier. Hope that helps. Really recommend the Dongar Technologes adapter. Makes life a lot easier and a lot neater.